got TK's road trip to the thing that I can't remember what it's called.
Trade show.
In this episode, we discuss all things US of A. Pinot Noir, Tony's trip, late night dining. It's all fun and games in the US of A.
Yeah, I feel like we need some Bruce Springsteen.
That's great.
Ding.
Glory days.
Hello, TK.
Hello, Pete.
How are you?
I'm well, mate. How are you?
I'm great. I'm just wrestling with a bottle of Pinot here because...
Look like a bit of an amateur there, mate.
Oh,
How many times do you reckon you've done that?
second rodeo. Opened a bottle of wine.
Billions?
There was a point where I think someone asked me that, and I actually tried to work it out. Sorry, Corey, I'm a bit far away from the microphone. I'm going to get in trouble from that.
Peter.
And yeah,
Didn't Ash say you need to make love to that microphone, Peter?
no, she told you that. I can't remember where we actually got to on it, but I think it was in the tens of thousands at that point in time, and it was a long time ago. But the thing is, as well, it's like if I count the ones that I'm opening for myself, it's probably hundreds of thousands. That's a joke. But,
Old booze town.
we're opening a bit of Pinot here from a part of the world that you've just come back from.
Yes.
How was
Just
your trip?
exactly what I needed.
Yeah, exactly right. How was your trip? You're in the good old US of A.
Yeah, mate, it was great. America's pumping. It was good. Yeah, the trade show was fantastic.
So where'd you go? Give us
We-
the itinerary.
Flew into Dallas, longest leg flight on Earth. Sydney, Dallas.
Sydney, Dallas direct.
15 hours,
Yeah.
which was great.
Yeah.
Then into Chicago,
Yep.
where we ate in some really cool Mexican restaurants. We had dinner at Fire, which was one of Grand Acres' joints, which was pretty good.
Yep.
The thing that I'm just watching somebody just order a bottle of Comte. I'm
Oh,
like,
nice.
I wonder who that is. So the one thing that I will say that I was disappointed in with the US is now the minimum wage has gone up in
Services.
hospitality. The service isn't as good.
Really?
It's not, it's like they've
Noticeably.
stopped fighting for it. Yeah, 100%.
At all levels?
At most levels. We ate out a lot, right? And I would say that I was disappointed 65% of the time.
With service?
Yeah, and in all my time, and I've been to the States quite a few times, and the service has always been spectacular over there. And
So you think that's the issue?
yeah, mate, even down to in at Fire, yeah, it's got a Michelin-star.
Yeah.
We there was four of us eating, and one of the guys we were with, we ordered a bottle of French champagne to start with. He didn't present the bottle, didn't show the label, just poured it out, and one of the guys we were with got a different size glass than what the rest of us did. So there was three of the I'm not sure the name of the actual style of flute, but they're more like a Riesling glass.
Yep. Yeah.
But then there was a champagne flute,
A smaller champagne
like a
flute as well.
tulip.
Well, they just didn't have enough of the other ones.
I don't know. And then as the wine got bigger, the glasses got smaller, and Harry ordered a bottle of Barolo.
That's unusual for Harry to get excited.
Yeah. And, mate, I'm not joking you. It was a Riesling glass they presented.
Just tiny.
And we looked at him, and he said, "Oh, I think I've made a mistake with the glassware." It's like, you're a fucking Michelin-star restaurant. I was shocked.
Yeah.
And I talked this joint up a bit to Luke, and he was...
So they were just taking the piss out of you for that?
Yeah, apparently it's my
It's
fault.
a disappointing thing,
I know.
though, when particularly when you built it up.
And the food was good, even to the point where it's a set menu, it's Dago only,
Right.
but the main course you had an option between Wagyu beef or duck. Now, if you wanted the duck, it was a $30 US supplement.
Yep. On a menu that's probably, what, $200 already?
Yeah, it was $180 per person.
US.
But I'm like, Wagyu beef, if you want to supplement that out with duck instead of the beef.
Oh, it's instead of?
Yes,
You got to pay $30 for the duck.
the duck. But then when the
good was the
beef
duck?
came out, it was Wagyu beef cheek that had the same texture as Silverside. It was really weird.
So was
But then the duck was delicious, right? And one of the guys we had it. One of the guys the gentleman sitting next to me had it, and he was savouring because we had this Pinot with it, and the last mouthful was sitting on the plate. We're having a conversation. Waiter come along and took the fucking plate. It's a $30 supplemented meal. There's It's a Dego. There's only 4 mouthfuls on the
On
plate.
the plate anyway. Okay, so would you go back?
No, not there.
Yeah.
No.
Purely service related. Okay.
Yeah.
Where else? Was there anywhere else that
There was
blew your mind?
one of so I'll go straight to the top as well. We went to a Mexican restaurant about 35 minutes outside of Los Angeles,
Yep.
and it's called Damien.
Glad you didn't say Taco Bell.
No, it was, mate. It was
Damien.
seriously one of the greatest meals of my life.
Really?
Yep. It was so slick. The service was slick. The som that came over was a young girl, and she was sharp as a tack.
Yeah.
She steered us through a bunch of wine we would never have ordered,
Yeah.
which was all fantastic.
Did you get any Mexican?
No,
Oh.
no, nothing Mexican. Had a couple of Rieslings, had a Pinot.
You're drinking US the whole time, or?
Tried to.
Yeah.
Tried to, just stuff that we hadn't had before, you
Yeah.
know. And as you know, I'm not a fan of peat in
Whiskey.
booze. And she served us a mezcal to finish with. It was fucking delicious. It was really peaty, but I enjoyed it. On
Yeah.
ice, splash of soda. It was really yum.
Yeah, cool.
So and that menu, it wasn't Dego only, but there may have been 12 or 15 things on it
Okay.
total.
So
But
super focused.
it was so good.
And traditional or not modern?
It was kind of modern Mexican, but there was one dish, mate. I can shut my eyes and still fucking think about it now. It was whipped ricotta with creamed corn and barbecued corn, and it was like
Oh, yeah.
the ricotta was whipped and it was spread out on a plate. Then there was cream corn over the top of that, barbecued corn off the husk over the top of that, heaps of black pepper, sumac, and fresh blue tortillas
Yeah.
and normal corn tortillas.
Yeah.
And they come out in a little basket.
Yeah.
They're nice and steaming hot,
Yeah.
and you just fuck
Scoop
it,
it.
mate. Honestly, it's one of the greatest things I've ever eaten in my life.
That's great.
So that was cool, and it was really unexpected.
Yeah.
We heard about it, and we thought we've got to give this a go.
Yeah.
And that was really, really good. That would be the standout, I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
So,
and
it's
we
half-
had
so did you say half an hour away from where? From
just about 35 minutes outside of the centre of LA.
LA. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
We also went to a little taqueria in South Central Los Angeles, which was kind of cool getting out there.
Yeah.
Trying to explain to Harry where it was, and he sort of shit the bed halfway out there going, fuck, is this safe?
Yeah.
And the Uber driver's going, no, not really.
Not at all. Yeah, just
But-
keep your head down and your wallet where you are, where you know.
So there's quite a famous chef working in a Michelin-star restaurant, had a gut full of the industry, wanted to get out of formal restaurants, opened this little taqueria up. Now he's dry aging his own fish, and it's literally in a food hall in an old shed
Really?
in South Central Los Angeles. And there's like 5 Mexican offers in there now. He's one of them, and mate, they're feeding thousands of people, and it's got a Michelin star. It's one of the coolest spots I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
right, and cheap.
Cheap.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not street food cheap, but
not
Yeah.
ridiculous.
yeah, like 4 of us ate until we nearly spewed, and I think we spent $200.
Yeah, okay.
So it was, and we grazed, like you can imagine.
Kept
the food,
going,
it was
yeah.
like all share tables. Give them a table number, they'll run out and find you in the middle of this big food hall.
Yeah, wow.
You know, part of the offer was, you know, fresh squeezed guava juice, fresh watermelon juice. Like, fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah,
It was
right.
really, really good.
Um,
Went to a Vec, which is in Chicago, which
Okay.
is a sort of a modern Spanish joint, very heavily represented in the Bear TV show.
okay. Yeah.
Tiny little venue, but
I
if
haven't
you're in,
finished that yet.
if you're in Chicago, they've just next season's they've greenlit next
I'm
season.
stuck. It's just so anxiety inducing. It's
Same.
really, really tough.
I got over that, but I did fast forward
yeah,
some.
I'm going to have to just suck it up. I
That
think.
printer, the sound of the printer going off
Yeah, I
gets
just-
me.
Yeah.
But Avec, check it out.
Okay.
It's very, very cool.
Um,
Modern Spanish.
any other things from the show that really stuck out? Anything you sort of found
AI double down. There's just so much.
everywhere?
So
In what
much.
sort of scenarios, like from a restaurant point of view?
From reservation systems, bots to answer social media stuff. You know, I was a little bit disappointed in the robotics. I thought there'd be more of that.
Yeah.
But automation regarding coffee, like
Yeah.
like robot arms, massive.
Yeah, okay.
Woks, robot arms for burger joints, flipping burgers, robot arms for fryers. Yeah, I'll send Corey some video so we can put it up. It's crazy, like, you it certainly was like the land of tomorrow.
Yeah,
in some
right.
some of that area.
Was it things that you think will actually get heavily used at some point
Yeah,
in time?
definitely.
Or-
Because I was speaking to them over there and asked, them, "Is there anywhere over here we could see them work?" And
Yeah.
there was a list of. There's
Because that's the
hundreds of
thing, right? You
places.
look at it, it's like a gimmick, or like like some of those restaurants in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Like, it's like it's funny, but you're not going to go there every week. It's not going
But
to be
it's
your go-to.
you know what I think? It's a bit like the driverless cars
Mm.
in San Francisco, where that's finally got to Los Angeles, and it's not that busy. Like there's, you may see one or two driving around. Where
Yeah.
in San Francisco, it feels like every second car is driverless.
I would struggle with it. I think.
Waymo, yeah. The hard bit is, which we heard from a friend of mine who goes over there quite a bit, is he jumped in one and he was going to dinner with his daughter, and 3 guys walked out and stood in front of the car. So it senses you, so it won't drive off.
Yeah.
So they were going to rob them.
Yeah.
So there's an emergency button in there that you hit the button and an operator picks up straight away.
Yeah.
And the operator said, "Call the police." So he's like, "Okay,
That's
I'll
handy,
call the
thanks.
police."
Yeah.
And the police are like, he's a tourist trying to drop a pin on his location, and
Yeah.
these guys are surrounding the car. So
There is an app for that. I'm gonna look it up. I know Corey, you probably don't want to hear this, but it's an app that I had when I was at Noosa Springs, because when we were doing our first aid, they were like, one of the big things with first aid is response and response time and everything else, but you can't. It's like, where are you? And people are like, I don't know. But
Yeah.
I've got my phone, so it's like there's a thing. It's called Emergency Plus, is the app.
Yeah,
And
right.
basically, you can just. I'm just trying to work out how to do this. You can basically, it tells you your longitude and latitude like instantly. So we're at minus 26.65801 degrees latitude, and longitude is 153.09138, right where we are right now. So that the operator can then give that to cops, ambos, whatever, and get you there as quickly as possible.
That's
and you
cool,
Can,
isn't it?
you can call people.
Wow.
It's really cool, really cool app. So Emergency Plus,
There you go.
no plugs, but that's
Maybe a sponsorship
they're
deal
not,
on the
they're
way.
not a sponsor, but if anyone at Emergency Plus likes that, you're welcome. But I think it's a good thing to have, particularly in that situation where you're in another country.
Oh, mate.
And it's the Boy Scout in me, maybe having that kind of stuff as well. But I like being ready
Yeah.
at all times. All right,
Good trip.
should we have a taste of this?
Yeah. Let's
So
do it.
this is a little.
Are you familiar with it?
I'm not familiar with this producer. I am familiar with Santa Rita Hills. So this, Santa Rita Hills is a little AVA within Santa Barbara County in California, and traditionally they've made a certain style of wine. So I'm looking forward to tasting this because I don't.
Mate, up over here.
God, that's all right. He'll never forgive me if I don't
Go
pour
off the
anything.
microphone.
But this is, so these guys, I think they've been around for, I think they're close to 30 years. So they should have a rough idea what they're doing by that point in time. It's just the colour. It's bloody vibrant, isn't it? How do we look at colour, Corey? Do you remember last week's episode?
Red.
It's red, that's correct. Oh, hello. But yeah, traditionally, some of the wines from, maybe not so much Santa Rita Hills, but sort of California in general have, and not just Pinot, this is across the board, always have been, a long time ago, fairly heavily, what we call it, artifact.
Right.
So oak, all of the things that the winemakers can add in. They've always been kind of muscular styles where they've got acid, they've got tannin, they're kind of big and rich and have a lot of oak. But the good thing is that's not the case anymore. You've got a lot of lightness and prettiness coming out of certainly California in general. There is concentration there because they get a lot of sunshine, so that's always a good thing. But there's some Pinot. This is Santa Rita sort of goes up into the hills, so you're looking at slightly higher elevation, so you're going to have more intensity of acid and everything else that's there. But it smells great.
Yeah. It's a cracker.
Did you drink much? I'll rephrase that question. Did you the stuff that wasn't from the US? Was there plenty of it around, or
Yeah.
it's not like
No, most of the places we went to had really significant wine lists, and that it was very. Yes, there was always big influences in American wine
Yep.
there, but
much Aussie?
yeah, heaps. We went to a good steakhouse. It was like a neighborhood steakhouse in Chicago.
Yeah.
And there was this a Scottish guy that was working there, and he was a mad Collingwood supporter. He
Jesus
lived
Christ,
in
they're
Melbourne for
everywhere.
10 years, so he knew Luke's restaurant, he knew Harry's
Yeah,
restaurant, and Harry's a mad Collingwood supporter. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck. we ended up going out in the piss with him, but he was very handy around a wine list.
Yeah,
and
okay.
We ended up drinking just because we had 8 bottles of something or other before that. We thought it was a great idea to order a bottle of RWC.
Oh,
Yeah, and then we sat down with the staff and drank it. Yeah. Then I seen the credit card bill and went, oh, wasn't that fucking stupid?
no. Yeah. But that's the thing, though. Those kind of opportunities, encounters could have come up when you're traveling and you
Yeah.
get a certain vibe. It attracts certain people as well. And you sort of sit there, it's like, there's always the fun stories that come out of that when you're not planning for that. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're just like, how did I end up in a bar with the staff of the restaurant I just had dinner with?
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
That stuff's fun. I don't think I've done that.
It's cool. We had
for a
all
very
the
long
stories coming out about the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then this little bar, it reminded me of the Cheers bar. It was legitimately
Everyone knows your
85%
name.
hospitality.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Yeah, the chefs and waiters, and it was cool as a couple
Yeah.
of soms came from a couple of big restaurants.
Yeah, okay.
It was like this local neighbourhood bar.
Yeah,
it was
that's
cool.
Sort of
Yeah.
everyone goes to after close.
Next day was a bit foggy.
One question I did, well, I wanted to come back to this one in a second, but I was going to ask about opening hours and things being late.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit easier in bigger cities where you can do that. Did you do anything like any kind of late night stuff, or not nightclubs, but like restaurants that push it late?
Do you want? I totally agree with you, right? But, mate, at 10 o'clock, it was dulling down.
Right.
Nobody was dining before 6:30.
Yeah.
But after 10, it wasn't like, even on the weekends, it wasn't like pumping.
Yeah.
Where the last time, it's been a few years since I've been to the States, I was with you. Like
Yeah.
a 10 o'clock reservation was kind of normal.
Normal, yeah.
But Thursday night, we were there for 2 Thursdays, it was like, you know, you're one of 3 tables left in the restaurant at 10:30 at night. So, which is really unusual.
Yeah.
The weekends, and then there's very, in particular in Chicago, there is pockets of nightlife,
Right.
which heave
Yeah.
until early hours of the next day.
So there's always going to be those places, I suppose, isn't
Yeah.
there? So it's just, it's interesting because there's like data coming out of the US at the moment about dining habits and people dining less, and
Yep.
you know, and they're not. It used to be people were dining less but dining better. Now it's like they're just dining less.
Yeah. Well, mate, but in LA, we went to Wally's Wine Bar, which is quite famous
Yeah.
on Sunset, and it was, mate, it was wall to wall. And it was legitimately a wine bar with no reservations. You could dine in there.
Really?
And it was a bit like Market Wine Store and Market Bistro, where you could go and grab a bottle of wine from
Yeah.
the retail shop and drink it in the venue.
Yeah.
And pay corkage.
Yeah.
If there wasn't 500 people in there, I'm not
Really?
here now. And there was at least 100 people waiting outside because
Wow.
there's no reservation, so they stop you from going in, and
Until-
then it's one in, one out, one
Yeah.
in, one out.
That's like we had that at Sunny in Hobart not that long ago, a couple of weeks ago. It was just like. It was
Did you eat well down
5
there?
o'clock. We did, yeah, we did. Sunny was great. Had
Yep.
a lovely time. They're just good operators.
Yep.
You know, it was very funny. Drank some very good wine.
Yep.
Yeah, and had a great time. And that was at 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
It was mental. It was
Yeah.
full. Like it opens at 4, and we went at 5, like just before 5, and there wasn't a seat in the place. It's only small, but there wasn't a seat in the place. And Al, he's just so funny.
Is that near the Salamanca markets?
Yeah, just up the road a bit.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about, Hobart. It's all pretty contained.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just up from the mall, so you're looking at maybe 5 minutes, 8 minutes from Salamanca walking. We drank some great wine there. He was very generous, which was too much. But like, I just love a bar where they only use vinyl. He just puts a record on, lets it play, changes it, bang. That's all it is. So there's always this little sort of dull moments, which I kind of like because it's like there's that sort of ebb and flow of music. And at one stage in time, he just looks over at me and goes, and puts on Kylie Minogue. And it was just like at 6 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, and it was so funny.
Yeah.
It was just, and then half an hour later, pulls out Led Zeppelin.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know, a whole lot of love, and so everyone's like got their hands in the air. It's like, it was a very funny night. But we ate really well there, had a great time. And then Pepino on Saturday night, great food there, really good food for a big restaurant in a hotel. I was very nervous. You know, I get a bit like, oh, this could be not that great. But a lot of people have recommended it to me as well, and people I trust. And it was good. It was really, really good. Drank some good wine there. We had a great little meal at a place out at Richmond. It's called, oh God, what's it called? Something Evin. my God, it's new. It's been there about a year apparently, but it was just perfect. Just little
good.
simple, kind of like you could have been sitting in a little bistro in Paris kind of style. Little almost blackboard menu and really like 6 wines available, and they were all banging. It's just like, and I love that stuff. And it's like what I get frustrated when I go into a wine region and people have got other wines from other regions on. It's like, I don't know why, but it's like, you're in a massive wine area. Just lean into it, So it was great. And these guys had, and, with great producers like Bellbond Sparkling and, a couple of really decent Shardies on there. And, I can hear that.
What about when we got to Los Angeles, we were looking for somewhere, just arrived, we were looking for somewhere easy to go for dinner. One of the guys we were with saying, I've been across to the hotel on the other side of the road here, and Wolfgang Puck's got a restaurant upstairs. So I jumped on and I thought, it was reasonably priced. It was kind of modern Asian fusion-y stuff. And I said it could be just an easy dinner.
Yeah.
Get a table at 5:30, go up there, all around the margaritas, couple of snacks come out. Next minute, Wolfgang Puck standing at the table having a yarn to us. I was like, what the fuck?
That's cool.
Harry was like,
Really?
Yeah, he was there for about 15, 20 minutes, had a good yarn, brought up his failed restaurant in Melbourne.
Did he?
Only cost him $1 million.
I was going to say, because that failed hard and fast too, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was Crown, wasn't it?
Yeah. Right down here. Is it Blue Train or
Blue Train, yeah. Automata, yeah. Right. Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. I still remember the fit out.
Yeah, right.
Bright,
Blue Train. I love that joint.
How busy was that joint?
Pumped. Oh my God. That was a big influence on us when we opened Watt in Brisbane, was that place, because it was like, this is heaving, massive and decent quality.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the thing. It's like, because generally, if you go, like I was just saying before, big makes me nervous.
Yep.
But this was big and good.
Yep.
Jeez, I haven't heard that name for a long time. So that would have been cool meeting
That
him.
was very cool.
Yeah.
So the time before I went to the trade show, I met Thomas Keller, and this time I met Wolfgang Puck,
So
which is pretty cool.
Done.
Yeah. Tick that box.
All right, let's talk about this wine for a second.
That's delicious. Fruity, Corey?
Corey will never say the word fruity ever again when he talks about wine, hopefully. So, what I like about this is it's fine. The tannins are they're almost powdery. Like, they're just so fine that you don't have that tannic acid isn't biting you in bitterness at the back of the palate. And what that means is it just makes it silky.
Yeah.
The whole thing. So it sort of just glides down the palate. You're not sort of chewing on the wine. There's nothing there to stop you from imbibing this as quickly as you can. I was with a winemaker last week. He used the term, which I think this wine actually probably falls into as well, throatable.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Throatable wine. And I'm like, it's a good idea.
Solid.
I can't remember who it came from, but it might have been, there was another winemaker I think he got it from, but I was like, I like that, because I use neckable or slurpable or those kind of things, or
smashable.
I want a flip top head so I can get it inside me quicker. You heard that's real. That's real. That happened. But I do like that finesse and those really fine powdery tannins. They suck me in. That's the stuff where I'm like, I love that a lot. Oak is good. It's there. It's expensive, but it's not over the top.
No.
It's actually a really balanced little wine. So I think
it's got power for Pinot, but
there's an intensity there to it. It sort of reminds me of sort of maybe some Central Otago producers about 10 years ago, where they were really trying to concentrate the wines and get more out of them than they might have been. But I like that a lot. Yeah.
It's yummy.
What are we eating with it? A $30 duck?
That's a $30 supplement.
Yeah. I'd want a whole duck, I think. But
yeah, mate.
you know what I'd like from here? The tortelloni.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking tortelloni. It is so cliche to say duck, but it would go so well with it, right?
Duck tortelloni with mushrooms. And, you had that.
That's what I mean.
It's just like, but why swim upstream? We don't need to.
Just lean in.
Just accept it. It's like, yeah, it works. It's good. It's yummy. I think the thing is that wine, because of those tannins, it's going to work really well with a lot of things.
The quail.
Quail for sure. Small birds. Yeah. Small birds in general, Pinot generally works with. Depending on the style and depending on, again, what you've done to it. Like, if it's quail green curry, it's probably not going to work out that well. I tell you what,
curry of quail.
I ate at one of our restaurants this week on Monday night, and I had a quail taco, and it was one of the better dishes I've eaten in a long time. It was quail taco. It was proper as well, proper. And
How did they get the quail? Like, how was the quail done?
It's just a breast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's just a
That's
breast
a
of quail.
small breast.
Yeah. And then the other one we had, there was another taco, was a soft shell crab. And I'm not a huge
Was it
fan
a
of
small
soft shell crab.
taco or was it
Yeah,
a
small taco.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's just, this is at Norte, and we sort of going through trying. I think we tasted 3/4 of the menu, but geez, it was good. Yeah, it's definitely like when we opened that December 18 last year. So for 6 months, it's now starting to really hit its straps. That Rudy is doing such an incredible job.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's there's just something really, really delightful about that food. But the quail taco, I'd be smashing with that for sure.
Oh, yeah, that'd be delicious. What was the sauce they have with it?
I think on the quail taco, there's I'd have to double check. I reckon there's a little mole and there's something else. I'd have to check. I ate it so quickly I wasn't even looking. I kind of got into trouble, I think, with that one because it was gone. And I was like, I should have thought about this more, but it was just yummy. So
You tucked it up inside you pretty quickly.
it definitely stayed right where it was for quite some time. I do remember actually. I think there's a line, Corey. We may have to cut this out. I'll warn you now. But
Make a mark.
If I have to cut it, don't say it.
well, I'm going to say it. There's a restaurant in Melbourne. It's a little place in Chinatown, and my friend Jess Ho recommended I go there once, and I said, how good are the dumplings? It is the peanut chili dumplings, basically, for lack of a better, the little peanutty chili delicious things. I said, how good are they? And their response was, you will want to sew your ass cheeks shut so it never leaves your body.
So is it chili hot?
No, it's just,
it's just so
it's
good.
just so good. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that saying. And I'm yet to reuse it because I don't think I've ever eaten anything.
It's fairly offensive.
It's a little bit offensive, but I get it. Thanks, Jess. But yeah.
with a 12 gauge needle sewing your ass cheeks shut.
It'll be probably bigger than that. But I tell you what I do want with this is I want more of it as well. You know, sometimes when you have it and I've tasted a bit of wine today, and I get to that point sometimes where it's like, I don't know if I want a second glass. That's almost now my indicator of how much I like the wine. It's like, could I drink another glass? Would I want to drink another glass of it? Because we're buying for not ourselves, right? So it's like, do I want to drink another glass of that? It's like, yeah, today I tasted 3 wines. It's like, I bought a wine today for myself in a tasting, which would happen once a year, maybe. If that. I was like, I'll take 6 of those for home. Thanks very much. So
What was that?
it was Fighting Gully Road Syrah. So Beechworth Syrah. It's it's elegant, that black fruited Cote Rôtie sort of Northern Rhone sort of style. There's a little bit of Viognier in there after we talked about last week, but oh God, it was good. And it's a style that I like. It's a Syrah that I like. I don't drink a lot of Syrahs in general, but that sort of style where it's more about intensity, that black fruited, so much spice, like unbelievable. Mark was saying that when they first did it, because they co-ferment the Viognier, and he was talking about the way they do it as well. They almost sandwich it, so they go sort of Shiraz, Viognier skins, Shiraz on top. So you have this, and I was like, why? He's like, anyway, but it's one of those things where he was saying that when it was fermenting, you could just sit there and the spice was just unbelievable. So they knew it was going to be pretty spicy, and it is, but it's spicy good. Yeah, right. Spicy really good.
Fuck, that's awesome.
I was talking about Beechworth in general at the moment. I was like, I think Beechworth as a region has its eye in right now. It's just and we were talking about that, and he was saying it is kind of quite collegiate in the region. Everyone's there to support each other, and Mark's probably worked with everyone in the region from a viti point of view. He's an incredible viticulturist, but a bloody great winemaker as well. But it's just everything I've seen from Beechworth recently, I was just falling in love with.
Yeah, good.
In a good way, serious quality there.
Hey, apparently you can watch our videos.
I've heard that those things on the tripods. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Apparently they are recording us. So
about YouTube, we need to pick up our YouTube followers.
You needs to be on YouTube.
Yeah, so. Rob Kaminsky rings me once more and says that my video is still leading the YouTube challenge. So can our audience please help
watch some
me?
other things. So. No, we love Rob's episode. That was fun.
I'm going to hit him up to do it.
Yeah, so YouTube.
Yeah, jump
Spotify,
on YouTube,
like everything, share, subscribe,
follow.
It all makes
share
a difference.
It religiously.
Every Sunday.
Every morning.
every morning, share.
Before you get out of bed.
However you want to do it.
Share a behind. Share a behind post. Wow, it just sounds bad saying that.
It doesn't. Yeah, it really does. Maybe we need to work out another way
Yeah.
to say that. But we'll do that
On that
offline.
note.
So on that note, it's been great.
Thanks. Thanks, boys.